Hi there. Today I'm reviewing a Samsung microwave, model number MC32K7055CK, which is a 32 litre black 900 watt microwave. It's quite a large microwave. It's slightly higher and slightly wider than what I would say would be a normal size microwave, but mainly it's the depth. It's 48 centimetres deep, so there's not a huge amount of workspace left, but there is still sufficient. But it was a good idea to double check the measurements and make sure it would comfortably fit where you want to put it. We placed this where our previous microwave was, and a slight negative, as there aren't too many, I have to say, with this machine, is that the lead reached up to about here rather than up to the lead, rather whether the previous one would go, the socket which is over here. So we've had to get an extension cable for it. As I said, that's a slight negative, but there aren't too many. It opens downwards, which is different to other microwaves, but if it opened outwards, it would just be too large. And this is a nice, good sized, feels solid. As I said, it's 900 watts, so that's quite powerful, means that your food gets cooked nice and quickly. It's got a touch screen display here and a knob, so will clean very easily. Also down here, alongside the stop button, is an eco button, which if you press, it means that the display, when you're not using it, goes off, which saves electricity. So, or you can have the display on if you prefer. Inside, it's lined in ceramic enamel, which means it's antibacterial and scratch resistant and stain free, which is going to be great to clean. Due to the size of the microwave, it's got a large turntable. This is 345 millimetres, which means it's going to be great for large plates and large dishes. It comes with what they call a crusty plate. I think perhaps they could have called that something slightly better. But when you put the food on this part of it is designed to crisp the food up. And I have actually made chips during the week on this, and it did crisp that side up nicely. But if I were to when I make chips again, I think I will turn them next time so that both sides are crispy. And it also comes with a low rack and a high rack, dependent on what you're cooking. If you're cooking from something preset in the recipe book, then it advises you which rack to use. You can, of course, use the rack to stack. If you're using more than one plate or vessel at a time, you can stack. Upper part here is the grill, and the grill button is over here if you wanted to use it as a standard grill. So whilst it is a microwave, and that's the standard microwave button if you're just microwaving some carrots or something, but it's got lots of other facilities. Slim fry, which essentially is like an ActiFry air fryer, so that you just put tiny little bit of oil, a spoonful of oil, on the items, like the chips I was cooking the other day, and then they come out, if I were to did it properly, they come out nice and crispy. Dough-proof yogurt, so that this will ferment your dough essentially and your yogurt. So you, instead of putting the dough if I was making some bread, instead of put it in the airing cupboard to prove, I can put it in here, and there's a preset which will prove the dough. And similarly, the yogurt ferments. I have already made yogurt in this, I mixed 150 millilitres of live yoghurt with 500 millilitres of long life milk, selected the dough-proof yoghurt and also the corresponding program up here, and left it overnight. It takes 9 hours to ferment, so great for leaving it overnight. Then you put it in the fridge for another 6 hours and you've got lovely thick yoghurt, which is, I'd say probably at least a third of the price of buying it. So I can see I'm going to be using that a lot because I have yoghurt every day. Hot Blast is a convection oven. So this, as I said, it's much more than just a microwave. It really is, it really will do most things you want it to do in the kitchen. It's a great asset to any kitchen. As I said, the Hot Blast is a convection oven. So you can just use that as if you were using your normal oven. It's going to be great because it's such a good size for if you're having family round or a party and you can't fit everything in your normal oven, you can really use this as an extra oven addition. Up here are the built-in programs. So these are all built-in and preset. So for example, when I was making the chips, I was doing homemade French fries. So I pressed the slim fry button. One is for the fries and 2 is for homemade French fries on this up here. Press that, and then if I wanted to start it, and that takes 17 minutes in that instance. These are the other options. So there's lots of built-in options. Healthy cooking, it is sort of like almost like a steam type of oven facility, which and the details for the presets are all in the instruction book. And as I said, next preset is the dough-proof yogurt, which we've already touched on. The power defrost, again, you select on the panel over here, press the one you want. I defrosted some bread the other day, really lovely. And the auto reheat cook option, again, all preset. There also down here is the button to turn off the turntable. So if you had something square, for example, or an awkward size, you just would turn that off and the turntable wouldn't spin. Really, it's really great, a great machine, and I have very, very little negative to say about it. One good thing which I think is going to be really useful is if I was, let's say I was just using the microwave as standard, then, oh, and also this comes up with 900 watts, but if I didn't want 900 watts, if I wanted to do something at 180 or 300 or 450, dependent on my program, I can select there. So let's say I want 900 watts. I can either set the time by using this up and down, or I can use it in 30-second blasts, for want of a better word. So 30, 30, 30, you can put it up, and then you can further adjust this using this knob. So I think I probably will be using the plus 30 more often than setting it manually. But yeah, it's really great. As I said, the only real negative, and that is quite a minor point, but one to bear in mind, dependent on where your socket is placed, is that lead is quite short. But really, nothing negative to say about it at all. It's great, and I can see that it's going to be used an awful lot for much more than just microwaving. So just to reconfirm again that model number, it's an MC32K7055CK Samsung black 32 litre 900 watt microwave.